Have you ever gone into the Linux terminal before as a new user and you're like, how do I even do this? Well, let me give you a video here that's going to actually help you out in at least with a few commands to help you actually use the terminal and feel a little more confident. Well, let's see. So on this one here, I'm going to type in, let me get into the screen here first. Okay, let me type this in. This will print the working directory currently. If I get in here. And I'm in my home directory. And that one's pretty easy. So even if you're at the root directory, for example, still do the same thing. You just have that slash there, and that's the root directory. So let me go back to the home. Okay, and also if you want to find out which version of the kernel you're using, do this here. I'm using 6.14.6 in this Arch. Here's another one here. Let's see. This will tell you who the user is. Let me clear this out here. Another command is man, which stands for manual. So let's say you want to find out how to use ls. Gives you a description here. It gives kind of a longer description though, but it kind of gives you the switches you can use for different things. Let me get out of that. Or if you have this installed, there we go, and that shortens things up. So the TLDR, that's too long, didn't read. And then you can just, if you have this installed on your system, then it makes it a little easier instead of having to go through the entire man page. So let's clear this out. Next, we'll go over the cd command, which is change the directory. First, I want to see what's in here, so let me go to templates 2. Now we're in here, so if you want to go back a couple directories, let's say, then go to cd. That'll bring you back one right there, so another one. Now you're in the home directory directly. Let me go back into my home directory here. So if you want to move back one directory, let's say, then just do the double dots. And we'll bring you back one directory. If you do, that'll bring you back 3 directories. But I'm not going to do that. Let's see where I am. All right. Okay, so we're going to go into the templates 2. So I have a few files set up in this one. Okay, so the ls command, I actually want to go back a little bit and then show the ls command here. So on the home directory, now we're seeing just the files that are in here. So let's say we want to see all of them, even the dot files. Just dash A after that, and then now you see all the dot files also. Let's say you want it to be in a long list, kind of where it goes down. I believe it's this one. There we go. Now it shows all the permissions, all the different information about the directories. Make it more human readable. So now right over here it has the 4.0K. So if it's got lots of information on there, then it'll show a different number, of course. Makes it a little easier to read. Clear this out. Okay, let's go into the templates directory here. I just have a few files in this one. I'm going to make a file using the command line. Use touch and then the name of the file you want to make. Doesn't even have to have the dot extension at the end. Now it's there. So let's say I want to edit the new file that I just made. This is one way to do it. Okay, let's make it something creative like that. There we go. Let's save this by Control O and then Control X. Get out. Now we're going to see the cat command. Now print it out. Prints out the text in the file. Okay, let's do one of the things here. So let's see what's inside text number 1. Okay, let's make a directory called dual with 2 subdirectories or then erase dual along with the subdirectories using the command line. Okay, let's try that. mkdir make directory -p for this one if we're making multiple directories inside. If we're making a single directory, we don't need the -p. Okay, let's do that. Now dual is made. Go into there. Now the subdirectories are in there also. So now let's go back a little bit. Okay, now let's remove those directories. Or remove the one directory with the subdirectories, that is. The -r in there to do recursive, to where it deletes any subdirectories or files. Now this method actually makes it to where once you delete it, it is permanent, so be careful with that. And it has now been removed. Let's try and see what's in text number 2. Move this file into move2 here and back. Alright, let's do that. I'm going to use the move command. Let's move to here, there it is. See if it moved. X2 is not here right now. And there it is. Okay, so now let's move it back. Now it's no longer in here, so I just hit the double dots to move it back one directory. Or I can specify the directory string altogether. So let's go back. And there it is. So now let's see what's in text number 3. Move this file into move2 here. That's with the spaces without the dashes. Leave that as text 3. We're just going to work with that anyway. Now, what's going to happen if I do it this way? Okay, so we got no such file or directory. That's because when you have spaces, then the terminal doesn't really... Seems like it doesn't really do too well with that, but we can still make it happen by other slash. There we go. Not there. There, that worked. Text 3 is now gone. Now let's move it back. Let's change the directory into there. And there's the text file. And it's no longer there. Let's go back one. And it's back in its place. Now let's see what text number 4 says. Copy this file into copy here. Okay, so we're just going to use the copy command. Now where are we going to move it to? So it's going to be in the copy here directory. Now we're in there, so let's see if it worked. And there it is. Now I'm just going to remove the text 4. There, now it's gone. The copy is gone. Okay, so we have the text number 5. Let's see what's in that one. Okay, copy the directory that's called copy this directory with the dashes into copy here with all the subdirectories, then of course a hint, -r. Alright, let's do that. So we're going to use the copy command. Over here I use the // and that's basically indicating that in the current directory that we're currently in. And I missed one thing before I go here. There. Okay, it looks like the directory actually copied over. I'm going to take a look here, make it a little easier. Yep, and all it's in the subdirectory and everything went into there. Okay, let's get back to this here. Okay, we did text number 5, so let's do text number 6. Only removed this file. Alright. Let me clear. So we're going to do the remove command. And there it went. Okay, so we did all this right here. We did several commands. Yeah, we did the pwd, also the uname_r, which shows which kernel you're using. Also, we did the touch command to make a file. Did the man for manual, and then put in a command. We also did cd, which change the directory or list what's in the contents of the directory, also with ls, and cat, and then mv for move, rm, make directory with the letter p also, that, or with the -p, that makes it so that you can make multiple directories inside, and cp for copy. If you enjoyed this video and want to support me, support my channel, then consider donating to my Patreon. Every little bit helps. It also helps the community to learn new things also, or even like new users or even advanced users alike. And thank you for watching.